zapping all you hoes away like get back, ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, 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 ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like.
Literally, they would get mad if you talk. And you feel like you're a 2-year-old being disciplined.
Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? This is Oliver Twixt, your nerd boy cutie, reporting for duty, here to do the Lord's work once again. I've been gone for a minute, now I'm back with the jump off. Goons in the cuts, case something jump off. No, y'all, I've just been busy. I haven't done one of these chats in a while, in a couple of days. You know, a couple of days feels like a week, you know, because I'm so used to doing them back to back. Anyways, listen, we have a couple of announcements for the classroom before we get into the things that we've been brought here today to get into the things about. First thing is my mixtape, Zap the Mixtape by Oliver Twixt, is out everywhere in every digital music store that exists to man. My mixtape, Zap the Mixtape by Oliver Twixt, Twixt, is there. Please go stream it, go download it, go cop it, go buy it. I appreciate the love and the support. Perfect. Make sure you're checking out my videos on YouTube. That's Oliver Twixt, Twixt, YouTube, and to see everything else about Oliver Twixt, go to www.olivertwixt.com. Oh, listen, I just want to thank everybody who sent me gifts for my birthday. My birthday is February the 10th, and I posted my P.O. box a couple of weeks ago, and some of you guys actually sent in some stuff, so I want to give you guys an early thank you, an early thank you, an early thank you. I've gotten stuff from the UK. I've gotten stuff from China. I'm so freaking excited. So if you want to send me something, I will post my P.O. box in my Insta story, and I'm doing a big unwrapping video while I'll be showing all the gifts you guys got me. All right, now, on to while we're here. I have the pleasure of talking to Jocelyn from America's Next Top Model, Cycle 11. Jocelyn, y'all know, okay. I'm a black boy. Y'all know, y'all have heard me say in other videos, I always root for everyone black in Aquaria. That's a Drag Race joke. So she was like the only black girl after Isis left. So I was like, I have to root for her. But she was actually stunning. She started off so strong, but then she ended a little rocky, which resulted in her being eliminated. But I'm pretty sure there are some things that Mama wants to tell us about this cycle. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her in because I've been yapping and yapping. I'm drinking seltzer water today, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Wait,
can you hear me? Oh, I got shit on my chin.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Hi, how are you?
Wait. I'm good. Hi, Oliver. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Can you hear me?
I can sort of hear you. It's
like
going in and
up.
out.
It's like...
Okay, so
yeah,
let me ask
so
our
weird.
friends here. Is it me or is it Jocelyn who's going in and out, guys? Because maybe you need to turn off your Wi-Fi, maybe. Just maybe.
I can try it.
Okay. Yeah, try turning off your Wi-Fi and see if that helps. We bind you, Tyra. Yes, let's get it going right now. We bind you, Tyra. We bind you from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. We bind you, Tyra.
Talk about we bind.
Are you back? You're back.
Yes, I'm back. You can hear me well?
I can hear you well. It's a little out of sync. So let me hear you talk one more time.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay, I guess I can deal with it. I can deal with it. It's manageable.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I
Oh,
have a full signal.
okay, it's perfect now. It's actually perfect.
Okay, good. Let's hope it stays that way. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing very well. Just it's actually gloomy here in California, which we've been getting a lot of rain and it's pretty rare. So we're kind of enjoying it.
Oh, nice. It's cold here in Atlanta, girl. Cold.
It's cold here too.
I'm over it. Over it. Over it. Over it.
I love sun and heat. That's why I moved to California.
Yes, and see, I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, so that's the one thing I miss about living down in the Sunshine State. Constant sun.
I love the sun. I love going to the beach. I love all of that. So I'm here for it. That's why I jumped in my car right after I did Top Model. I jumped in my car and drove here from Louisiana.
You drove from Louisiana to California?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
Jesus.
I did. I was like, deuces, I'm out.
No. And you stayed there.
Been here ever since.
Wowzers. Okay, so of course, I'm talking to you today about Cycle 11 of America's Next Top Model. I don't know if you heard me before I brought you on, but you were my chess piece during this cycle where I was like, okay, I'm putting my bets on her because I want her to win.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
No, you're so welcome.
I really love the support.
Oh, no, you're so welcome. And like for a split second, I was like, ooh, Jocelyn is kicking ass. She's actually going to go very far, which you did. But then some things happened towards the end that I have questions about, the fans have questions about, and hopefully you have the answers.
Some of them I have questions about.
Oh, well, we're going to get into it. I'm not going to hesitate.
Of course, you know.
Now, Miss Jocelyn, you sound like a very holy woman. So that means I need to mind my cursing, correct?
Amen. But you know what? Do you?
Okay.
I love people who be themselves. You have to be yourself. So whatever, however you want to present, do your thing. I'm here for it.
I can just feel angelic dust just dripping off of you. So I'm like fearful. I'm like, I don't want to say nothing because this is a holy woman. And I need to watch my mouth.
Yeah, because I'm quick to say, thank you, Lord. Praise Jesus, bless your heart, you know?
Okay, so we're going to just jump into it. I got these questions from the comment sections of my YouTube and Instagram. So if you don't like the questions, blame them. Don't blame me.
And I'm going to plead the fifth. No, just like...
No, we don't want no fifth, no fourth, no third. We want the number one, only one true. That's what we... Yes!
Oh, y'all. Oh, okay.
So without further ado, the first question is from Matthias2 from YouTube. If you're comfortable talking about it, can you tell us about the scam reality show you ended up involved with?
Oh, wow. Y'all, that was a very scary experience, but I have some amazing friends that came from that. So basically, I applied for a reality show that was supposed to be filmed in Texas. And I actually applied on it on a site called Reality Wanted. And it's so funny because I applied for the scam on Reality Wanted, but I also applied for America's Next Top Model on Reality Wanted. I made it onto America's Next Top Model on that from that same website. But basically, I applied. This guy reached out. He was like, "Oh, you made it on our show," and it was really crazy because when I arrived, they had cameras there. They had camera crews. We were staying at this hotel. We were filming. We went straight into it. Like I went to Texas thinking I was going to audition to be on a show. And then all of a sudden I'm on being filmed. So it was really weird. It was quite a few other models there with me as well. And at the end of the day, it was so funny because we were doing these makeovers because they were copying the Top Model. And and during the makeover, the cameraman starts going around and telling all the models that he's leaving because he hasn't been paid. So we were all like, what? So long story short, camera crew ended up leaving. This man scammed tons and tons of people into giving him stuff. Like he was putting us up and feeding us and putting us into like these condos and stuff that he had them give him for free. So he figured this out, but it ended up being a scam. And long story short, thank God I walked away from that with my life. He didn't kill us all, thank God, because he had us in his environment. But he is in prison now and the crazy thing about it is while I was there, I didn't have all his aliases, so I couldn't look him up. But I had a friend of mine who was a police officer look him up after being there a couple of days, and he had a laundry list of felonies. It was crazy. So that freaked us out. And then coming to find out, one of the models he slept with her, and she got scared, and she had her boyfriend come pick her up. It was just a lot. He was clearly asking for sexual favors from some of these girls and guys, because it was both male and female models. And I guess one of them the rest of us, was like, well, he did that to us. But like 3 of them did say, 2 guys and 1 girl said that he made moves on them. And 1 girl said she slept with him. So it was pretty sad. But right now he's in prison. They threw the book at him. He will never get out. I think they gave him like 800 and something years for child pornography. Yeah, so he ended up being a bad guy. I can tell he had decent intention, and he was very smart. You have to be very smart to give you all the things he gave us. Like, we were at all the things that they gave him. We were at a tennis court. They took care of our food. It wasn't a tennis court. It was like a team building ranch place where they had cabins. I don't know why I said tennis court. Well, it was tennis courts there because we had to run them and stuff. I have a Dateline. Dateline actually did a story on it. So if you all want to check it out, I'll get the link and send it to you.
Please.
But, yeah, it's on. Dateline did this whole big story on it. And but he's put away. He will never harm anyone, especially children, ever again.
Wow.
Which really, truly upset me with the child pornography. So, yeah. But y'all, I preach all the time. Be cautious of scammers.
Yes.
People are out here trying to prey on your dreams, and they don't mean you well. So be smart. Be smart about it. If you feel uncomfortable, get out of it. You should never feel uncomfortable.
Great advice. Yikes.
Man.
That is a lot.
I know. You weren't ready for it.
No, I was not ready for any of that. That's a lot. That's scary.
I'm surprised
okay.
I didn't give up. I'm surprised I didn't give up after that, because literally I was like, God, what you trying to tell me?
And
Should
so,
I just pull back?
And so what made you, from that experience, still want to go audition for another reality TV show on the same website?
I know. Just said, screw it, I'm gonna give it a try. But Top Model that's a show that I've been very persistent with trying to get on. I started auditioning for that for Top Model in like season 2. So I literally auditioned over 33 times.
So you did actually audition over 33 times.
Show. Huh?
So you did actually audition over 33 times.
Absolutely, yes. Since season 2.
There were some questions about this, especially some of them were referencing Jay Manuel. You remember Jay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch Jay's chat for Cycle 11?
No, I missed it.
So he says he thinks that was you auditioning over 30 times was something that was inflated for cameras. But you're saying right now that you actually did audition.
Oh, I actually did.
Wow.
Yes. No, I would literally every season, I would travel to different cities to audition. Like literally, I auditioned in Atlanta. I auditioned in California before I moved here. I've auditioned all over. I would audition if they had any they had small castings for it in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but I would go to Texas. I've been in Nashville. I've auditioned and this is every season I'll go to these places.
Wowzers.
And audition. Yeah, I was putting my little college pennies together to go audition.
And what?
I was determined.
What was it about Top Model that made you want to be on the show so bad?
I am from Lucky, Louisiana.
Okay.
No one knows where that is. And my thought was, if I was if I got the opportunity to be on this show, I could kill two birds with one stone.
Mm-hmm.
I can show my talent and that I can model, but I can get out of Lucky, Louisiana and pursue my dreams. So this at the time looked like the best option for me.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
In Cycle 11, you made it.
I finally did. It took after, and it was funny because I felt like it was perfect timing. It was right after it was my last year of college. So I was getting my degree in business management. I missed walking to shoot Top Model, but it was a really, it was worth it.
Were there any other times where you almost made it to like casting week?
Actually, no. The process, everything about the process when I made it onto the show was completely different.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how was it for you getting there finally in audition week, and you see the cameras, you see the girls, you see the producers, you meet Tyra, you're filming, like how was that for you?
It was a little surreal, but it was very exciting. I was super happy to be there. I felt like I worked hard to get there. So I just felt like I was right where I needed to be. Yet, like I said, it had those moments of being surreal, like I'm here, but I also knew, that it was like a competition and I had to, work hard and bring it and, try to be the best, model that I could be. But it was, it was kind of like, I made it here, let's go. I'm ready.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
American Shade with Brittany King is asking, when Tyra is announcing the final 13 that will be in the house, how long is that process?
Ooh, for me, it was stressful because she called me last.
Mm-hmm.
I literally thought I was going to pass out. I'm not going to lie. I can see that. Yeah. I literally thought, I was like, I did not make it this far, did not make it in the house. But it's a really nerve-wracking experience. Because, we all want to win. We all want to be America's Next Top Model. We all feel like this opportunity could catapult our careers. So of course, I feel like every model that comes there is just putting it all out on the line. And they're like, I'm going to, try to be the best me and win. Mm-hmm. But now that I've done it, I've learned so much about reality TV. So my perspective is completely different.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to answer this fan's question, approximately, if you could throw out any number, how long is the whole process of her standing there talking to you guys and calling all of the names that would be in the house?
Well, it varied as girls were eliminated, it took a lot less time.
Well, no, just the segment of when she's saying who the finalists are, like who's getting into the house.
And the 13, who's going in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly felt like it was like a whole day process. And the reason being is, believe it or not, we spent a lot of time sitting around waiting for all.
No, we believe it. We definitely believe it.
To be ready and set in their position. So a lot of the time was spent waiting on them. So we would be sitting in rooms on ice because we couldn't talk because they wanted to film everything that we said. So we were like kids sitting in a corner like, we can't talk, we can't say that. It's really crappy. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. You have a whole new perspective. But I mean, it's a good strategy because when you can talk, you just blah. So it makes sense. But when it finally started to, when they start actually calling names and you're like, okay, this is it. It doesn't take that long. I would say max about an hour, but probably less than that once they get rolling.
Right.
Yeah. But then as you're filming, like once you're in the house, now it's another angle they have to get. So, it's a lot more that goes into it than people think.
I'd like to do this little fast round of calling the girls' names out who were on Cast a Cycle, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your head, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. You ready?
Oh my, I think so.
Brittany Sharon Brown.
Oh my God, love her. Beautiful heart. Just a beautiful, beautiful woman. Love her.
How was it seeing her go home first?
That's too much, ain't it? But she's like one of my favorite. Her and Isis are like my favorite people there. Those are the two that I still actually talk to. Yeah, Sharon she just actually messaged me before I got on here. She's like, I'm watching, so have fun.
Mm-hmm,
I was like, thank you, love. So she's such a sweetheart, very smart, very intelligent, just a beautiful soul. And she's probably the one that was in the house that's done the most.
Mm-hmm. How was it seeing her go home first after we saw her have so much confidence that she would be the winner?
You know, I knew it was a competition. So it was just kind of like, whoo, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you really don't have time to think about everybody else. You just kind of focus on, ooh, I made it another week. You know, I'm here another, well, in actuality, it looked like a week to y'all, but it was like 2 or 3 more days. Like, you know, but you know, she's a beautiful person. Even I feel like we are closer now
than before
than we were on the show. Yeah. Because a lot of the girls you didn't have a ton of time to really talk to. That's what I'm telling you. Most of the time, I feel like we spent more time on ice than we spent time talking.
Well, it's nice that you say talk. Nice segue into the next person, Nikisha. Miss Talkalitis.
She's a sweetheart. She was a very kind girl on the show as well.
Did she really talk a lot the way the edit made her seem like she did?
You know what? I was me and myself and God, Serene. What's the Asian girl that was on there with me? I love her, but
Sheena.
Sheena. Yeah, she would be like, "Oh, really?" No, Sheena.
Right.
Yeah, Sheena has a great personality as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, it was certain people that I felt like I talked to the most. Sheena was one that I hung out with a lot. Her, McKee, Isis. It was certain people that I hung out. So I know them a little bit better. I feel like she talked, but it wasn't as extreme as you would think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel. They over exaggerate everything, just like they tried to over exaggerate me throwing up and everything. I had food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Like
we're gonna get to you being sick and then what happened when you finally went home, because we have a lot of questions about that.
Okay.
Brittany,
sweet girl, Vegas girl. She was kind of quiet. I like her though.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Hannah, dear old Hannah.
Hannah kind of worried me. Yeah, Hannah kind of worried me.
That was funny.
Me being from the South and having segregated proms until my senior year, like literally, we had a black and white prom until my senior year. Hannah just made me feel uncomfortable. She made me feel like those people that are keeping our generation at that place where it's separated. I don't like that. I think she's a sweet person, but she kind of worried me at times in that aspect, you know.
What were some of her actions that worried you?
I feel like it was just more or less some of the comments that she made that
you remember?
made it like, I can't say them specifically. I can't remember word, verbatim, word for word, but I just remember them making me feel uncomfortable. She was probably one of the people in the house that made me feel uncomfortable at the beginning. And it was some things, that I had expressed to her about that, that they filmed. And I feel like some of it they kind of aired, but not really,
There's a question. There's a fan question about exactly what you're saying. American Shade with Brittany King is asking, how awkward was the conversation asking Hannah if she was racist?
You know what's funny? It's kind of like, I didn't like to have to bring it up, but like I was sharing with you all, I've seen the ugly side of the whole racist thing, and I'm just not for it. I'm not at all for it. And I will say, at least ask the question. I'm not going to prejudge you and say that this is what you are. And I'm by all means not saying that that's what she is. I'm just saying that she had said a few things and showed me a few things that gave me concern and pause. And I felt like I had the right to ask. So, but I wish her well. I hope she's doing well, and I hope that she was not at the campaign in DC.
Oh my God. What about
I'm
Isis
just joking.
King?
I'm joking.
No, that was
I'm
funny.
joking.
That was funny. What about Isis King?
Oh, my beautiful, beautiful Isis. Oh, I love Isis. She's a sweetheart. It's been a while since I've seen her. I actually saw her when I was pregnant. We went out to lunch. And now my daughter's a year old. With this whole pandemic, I can't see anybody, which sucks. But love her. Love her heart. Love her energy. I love what she stands for. And that's what's most important. I admire her, and I admire her for being true to herself and being just a good-hearted person.
Yes, the legend, the icon, Isis King.
Love Isis. Love Isis.
What are your thoughts on Clark?
Clark, I'm cool with her. I'm cool. I had moments where I questioned her as well, because it was a few things that she mentioned about the Bible, and me being a Christian, and this was like the Bible towards ISIS. I don't agree with that, and I feel like if you're against ISIS, you're against me too as a Black woman. So it's kind of like, I don't know how well, and she didn't say that, but you know, sometimes for me, I kind of look at stuff like side-eyed if you're doing it, like
right.
I kind of look at you side-eyed. So, but I think that she's fine.
Lauren Bree.
She was cool. Don't have much to say about her.
Nice gown.
Didn't have much interaction with her at all.
Nice gowns.
Yeah.
What about Sheena?
Who?
Sheena. She just had a baby.
Oh, Sheena. Oh, she did? I had no idea. Sheena was actually one of my best friends in the house, but we just don't talk that much anymore. I reached out one time just to say hi, but I'm kind of bad with keeping up with people.
Me too.
So, yeah, I'm kind of bad at that. And if they never hit me up, then it's kind of like, okay. But I tried to hit her up one time, because it was a time where I was trying to like at least hit people up, because I've even contacted McKee as well. So me and her actually hit it off. We actually had the most in common in the house.
I can see that.
Yeah. She was like my bestie in the house.
Alina.
Ooh, poor Alina.
Nice gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Yeah, bless her heart. She is a beautiful, beautiful girl. But at the time, I felt like she was very young. And it was funny because we actually had an argument, and they showed Sheena going off on her, but I actually got mad at her as well, because Alina is like this. She's like this. She was vegan, and she smoked cigarettes, and she wore a leather jacket, but she preached that she's like this specific way. I'm like, sweetheart. And I was like, y'all leave her alone. It's just a face, because they were like going at it. And I told them, I said, leave her alone. It's just a face. She's like, it's just a face. She started getting mad at me because I'm just telling people I'm helping you. Like, and she got mad at me, and I was like, girl, you are a vegan that wears a leather jacket and smoke a crap load of cigarettes. Are you kidding me? Nothing about you is great. Like, you don't know what you want. You're young. You're a young girl. So now I'm sure she's involved in, into something way different. But at the time, she was just a young girl that was kind of like, she's one thing, but they didn't go together.
An oxymoron.
Kind of. But still a cool girl. She was still fine. She just upset me that one time.
Marjorie.
Yeah. She's cool.
Nice gowns. Nice gowns.
Nice gal.
Beautiful gowns.
Poor Marjorie. Yeah, nice gal. Yeah. I mean, she cool. She cool. I didn't hang out with them like in the house. So it's not much to really say. I didn't really hang out with them in the house at all. her and Elena said that they were immigrants or something, and I was like, well, why are y'all on America's Next Top Model? Y'all need to go to y'all country and be on it. But they're American because they live here, and they, you know, so I don't understand why they kind of did this divide thing where they wanted to be, you know, their own clique.
What are your thoughts? There were questions, but I'll ask you now. What are your thoughts on the whole European versus American clique girl thing that kind of formed during this cycle? People were like, you know, Jocelyn stayed out of it, but they're interested to know what were your thoughts on it.
Whatever floats your boat. Now, like I said, I did feel like you're on America's Next Top Model. If you felt like you should be on the European, that's where you should go and do that. But at the same time, you know, I feel like television also hypes up drama way more than it really is. They made it seem a lot bigger than it really was there for us. We did, while we were there, you know, they would say, you know, make some comments about it or whatever. And we would say, you know, whatever we wanted to say, but it wasn't that hyped up as it seemed to be. At the end of the day, they just kind of meshed well together. They hung out with each other, and it is what it is. When we were in the house, they would be over there, we would be over here laughing and cracking up, doing our thing, and you know, everybody just had people that they gravitated towards.
That naturally happens, though. It's natural.
That's how it always happens.
Yeah,
it's a natural thing.
What about Anna Lee?
I like Anna Lee as well. She's a sweet girl. Actually, just a genuine.
You hear the country in me, Anna Lee.
Anna Lee.
Anna Lee.
A cool name. Look, it sounds Southern.
Right.
Actually.
Oh, I'm Southern. I'm Southern. I'm Southern.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So, we get it.
Listen, I will barbecue fry sentence in a second.
You a barbecue. That's so funny. But she's a sweet girl. She's cool. I didn't hang out with her that much either. But every time we talked, she was very sweet, very genuine, very quiet. She don't say much.
She's a big thing now, saying stuff all the time.
She's an actress, but you know, she was acting before she got on Top Model because she's from California. So she was already doing a crap load of stuff before she even got on the show.
Thanks for saying that.
So, yeah, she was already in the industry. So honestly, she knew what she had going on. Like, she was ready. She was ready. She was using it. See, that was something I felt like I didn't take advantage of. I didn't know how to take advantage of me being on America's Next Top Model, being from the South. But people who were, you know, city people who knew how to handle that type of celebrity, they took full advantage of it. Whereas I didn't really know what to do. I wasted so much time trying to figure it out. People were like, you should have did this, you should have did that. And I'm like, I had no clue. I was literally figuring it out on my own. I drove here, figured out finding an agent, you know, like I had to learn it all, you know, through mistakes. Even the reality show scam was a mistake. It ended up happening, but it's growth. I had to experience it to learn how to not allow people to take advantage of me. So I feel like everything happens for a reason, but it happens. It
happens. And I'm gonna ask you more questions about your post Top Model career and, you know, what did you do and how that went for you. Two more names we got to get through. Sam.
Oh, Sam's great. I like Sam. She has a great personality, kind of a tomboyish vibe, but yet, you know, just a beautiful person. I liked her. And
then our ultimate winner, McKee.
Love McKee as well. McKee used to cook for us.
Really?
Like, yeah, she used to cook, and I loved everything she cooked. I was like, let's go. But McKee is a very sweet, caring. She just loves everybody around her. I actually, when she won, I was actually glad that she did. Not hating on anybody else. Everybody was very nice. Everybody deserved their own, you know, stab at it. But for me, I'm one of those people that love people who are actually genuine good people, and I want those people to win because it's very rare that the good people win. And she's one that's a good person that I'm like, you know what? If anybody had to win, I loved her. So Get it, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we're going to move on to the judges. What are your thoughts on Paulina Poroskova?
The screen is not frozen.
Beautiful gowns.
Let's go with that. Beautiful gal. Beautiful gal. Yeah, beautiful gal.
What's
She okay. She cool.
Mm-hmm. But
no, it was some, I don't know. It's something about her energy that was kind of different.
mm-hmm.
But like I say, she's cool. I don't have any hard feelings about her, and she was a very successful model in her day. So it's a lot that I, admire and look up to. But yeah, I just
Jay Alexander.
Huh?
Jay Alexander.
Love the Jays. I love Mr. and Mrs. J. I love both of them. I would say that I love Mrs. J more though, because Mrs. J was the only one that literally came and sat down with us when we were in Amsterdam, because none of them really quite sat down with us unless it was filming. Mm-hmm. She was the only one that would sit down with us when they're not filming, because everybody else took it like a job. Oh, we are talking when we filming. Not Miss J would literally came and sat down, told us what to expect in the industry, told us how top model will probably not help our careers like we thought it would. Yeah, was very honest with us, talked to us about brand, and she was very right, very correct, because top model has their own brand. And a lot of people think, oh, if I get on this show, I can do big things. But some other brands don't want to associate their brand with top model. So it can make or break you. It gave me a lot of opportunities, granted, but I feel like it was a beautiful thing that Miss J sat down with us and gave us the scoop and the 411 and what to expect, whereas no one else did that. No, like no one did that, but Miss J.
Nigel Barker.
Love him as well. Absolutely love him. Very nice guy. I even met him at the at a Maxim party once I moved here, and he had amazing words of encouragement and inspiration to give me. So that was very nice as well.
And last but not least, Tyra Banks.
You know what? Tyra Banks was like my role model. Literally, I had a small little vision board, and I had a picture of Tyra Banks on it. And I actually, because they compared me to Tyra Banks on the show with my posing, because I would, copy her basically growing up as a kid. And I admire Tyra. I think she's a great woman. I think she's a great businesswoman. I think she's done her thing and she's succeeded. So, I mean, I love what Tyra has done for herself. And I applaud her for that, I do personally wish that we would have had more time with her.
Gotcha. All right. You did such a great job of that. Look at you.
What?
Okay. Hi. Nicole Nelson is asking this. Okay. Yes. Please have her spill about what Sam talked about with cameras running out of film during one of the eliminations and Tyra turning around and busting out laughing. Does she remember that happening? So to give you context, I spoke to Sam from your cycle, and she told us about a story where there were two girls that were about to get the chop, and the cameras ran out of tape, and they needed to change the tape. And the girls were like standing there like crying or whatever, and Tyra like turned around and started like talking with the judges and like laughing and whatever. And she was like, that was her moment where she was like, oh no, like this isn't what we think it is. Do you remember that moment?
No.
No.
No. I don't remember. I don't know. I would have to watch it again. I haven't even watched my season. I haven't even watched seasons past my season either.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I lived it, and my perspective is different. Like, I've met a lot of the people who've won, you know, the new seasons and stuff here. And they're great. You know, they're really nice. But I feel like once I did it, I don't know. I feel like I was kind of like an overload auditioning, and then I finally get on there, and then it didn't go, I guess, the way I wanted it to go. And it's kind of like, okay, I'm done with that. Moving on. You know, it's kind of like a moving on thing. I think it's more or less. But a lot of it, like, I would have to even watch it again. A lot of that, I don't even.
You don't remember. I mean, it did happen a long time ago. So trust me, we get it over here. We understand. We get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Another question from Iski Kari. Iski Kari. I think I like Iski Kari more. Iski Kari.
That's good.
Did you feel that Tyra was trolling you when she said you'll be able to survive this? So you get eliminated on what I thought was, okay, let me be a fan right fast. Okay, so Jocelyn has one of the most infectious personalities on this cycle. And then it's final cover girl time, commercial time, where it's like, oh my God, Jocelyn should do amazing in this because she talks, she has a nice smile. She gets sick and then she goes home. And then Tyra says, you'll be able to survive. Tell me about that whole day, you getting sick, the commercial shoot, and then you getting eliminated.
You know what? I honestly did not see that coming because I was sick, but I feel like I delivered a good commercial. I honestly feel like I delivered a good commercial. And I pulled through. I feel like, and it was so weird because what I discovered is that a lot of times they'll have Mr. J give a positive and a negative perspective. And I felt like all the positive outweighed the negative way more. But when it comes to them filming, I mean, when it comes to them breaking it down and who they're ready to send home, they put what they want to put, of course. And another thing that was funny is when you watch it, you see how they cut and paste. People don't pay attention to clothing when people do interviews. But if y'all were to pay attention to clothing and y'all would see, okay, she interviewed in a blue top and she was saying that, dang, I did a bad shoot. Yet that week, she almost had the top photo. They would go the week you were eliminated, go back and use when you were talking negative and put it in when that was from the first week. They did that a lot because I was actually confident in what I did. But they tried to make it like I was, oh, I did so bad. No, that was from a previous shoot. Way like at the beginning, one that I actually did great on. So it's really funny how, like I said, I have a whole new perspective of the way that they edit, that they film, how they do things, because they flip it for entertainment. And it makes sense. I'm not mad at it. But at the same time, it's all, you know, how they make you perceive things. But it was still, at the end of the day, for me, I felt like I did an amazing job. I feel like I delivered even though I was sick. I ended up having to go to the hospital and get an IV because I was dehydrated as well. And the process is extremely stressful as well. So I'm not going to say that it wasn't stress as well, but I'm not going to say that that was something that affected my performance. I definitely had, because the doctor said that I had food poisoning. That's what they said. I don't know. I've never, you know, had any stress issues where some people were trying to say, oh, maybe she's stressed, and said, no, the competition, yes, it's stressful, but I was having a good time. I'm perfectly fine. I just got sick. It happens. But I delivered. And that's what kind of annoys you at some points. It's kind of like, I did my thing and y'all trying to make it like I didn't, you know, but it is what it is.
What was going on in your brain when she said, and I quote, hold on, I just want to make sure I say it again, you'll be able to survive this.
She's absolutely right. I will. I will most definitely survive it. It's not the end of the world, but I do feel like I said, it's all television. So it's a play off of the fact that you know, when I was first brought into the house, they called me last because she wanted to share the importance of being persistent and, you know, and determined enough to continue to go after what you want, you know. And I feel like that was her play off of that, you know, like she's a determined woman who fought to get to this point, and now she's saying you're going to survive this. So personally, it didn't affect me the way that I know some people was like, no, she wasn't trying to throw no shade or whatever. No, I will survive. I'm surviving. I'm perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. Absolutely. I was super heartbroken. But it's not the end of the world.
What?
1 second.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I'm listening.
What you got? Oh, you got a nice little, what is that? Is that like a little chair?
Oh, yeah, that's my chair.
It's nice.
I'm trying to get a charger.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're totally fine. I'm going to take a seltzer water break.
Oh, if I can get my doggone charger. Okay. Hold on. I just want to make sure I don't go dead on y'all.
I'm actually almost towards the end of my questions.
Okay. We have juice.
Okay, so why do you
little
think they
chair.
sent you home?
Why do I think they sent me home?
Uh-huh.
I have no clue. I feel like I should have definitely stayed there a lot longer. But maybe they just felt like they wanted the other girls there more than me. I don't know. I wasn't favoring the judge that week either. I feel like he didn't like me for some reason. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I felt like he was the one that swayed that.
You think so?
But he might wasn't. But I felt like he did, huh?
I said, you think so?
Yeah. Because I felt like I definitely should have been there longer. But that's my gut feeling. Now, if one of those judges would have gotten in, hell, they might say the same. Honestly. They might say the same. But I felt like he was the one that you know, kind of changed.
Got you the job.
Because I felt like I was doing great.
So Jeremy is asking, there's been past instances where contestants get sick and still push through and get commended for it. For example, Cycle 6 winner Danielle. What do you think about being eliminated when there were girls with worse performances than you that week?
Well, I mean, that's the reason why I felt like I should have not been eliminated, because I didn't feel like mine was the worst at all. I felt like I did good. I felt like overall I was a better, I did better in my commercial than to be eliminated. I'm not going to say I was the best, because I feel like Anna Lee did her damn thing. She really did. But I feel like I did good enough to stay there another week for sure. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's what they chose. And I'm not, at this point of my life, I'm certainly not mad at it. But in the moment, I was like, I was shocked. I was
Me
shocked.
too. I was very shocked. I didn't think you were going to go home. I thought she was definitely going home.
Yeah, I was super shocked. I was like, what? You say who that? What? But okay.
JL wants to know this, and this is a good question. I cannot be the only one to notice that it looked like editors photoshopped your nose on most of your photos in your portfolio. For instance, your swimsuit photo shoot and then your makeover photo shoot. Was that something you noticed too?
Absolutely. I was like, what is this? Yeah. They photoshopped in the bikini. I don't even know who that was. Like, I'm like, what is that? I mean, I do give, like, when I model, I do give a very fierce look. But the way they photoshopped my nose, I felt like I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, I recognized it. But it wasn't, I don't feel like it was in that many photos that they did that. Because, but that one, oh my God, I was like, they just went overboard.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was like, that's Jocelyn, but
Not really.
Yeah,
Yes,
not
but
really.
no. You know, because I do. You know, my nose is kind of, but I felt like I don't know what on earth they did, but they did a lot of contouring or something, and I don't know.
Something they had
But
no damn business
I
doing.
recognize that too. But I honestly don't care as long as I was there another week. If they like it, I love it.
I know that's right. Rose Schaefer wants to know, what was it like being a decoy?
Being a decoy.
So you said you did go overseas to Amsterdam with the rest of the girls. Okay. So did you?
Oh, well, in that case, I forgot about that. Yes, I kind of was a decoy. They didn't want, it was kind of, they have people who tried to do spoilers and stuff. So they wanted to make it look like I was still a part of it. They sent me and Clark there to Amsterdam. It was so weird because I was literally the only Black person to walk in the whole fashion show. They pulled models from Amsterdam and no Black. I was the only Black there. I was like, this is me and Tyra, pretty much, and Mrs. J, the only Black people there. I was like, this is so weird. Why wouldn't they don't have any Black models in Amsterdam? Maybe not. I don't know. But it was weird. But it was fine. I mean, I had the opportunity. I've never been to Amsterdam, so I had the opportunity to travel to Amsterdam. So I was perfectly fine with it. Upset that I wasn't competing, of course, but I was like, yeah, because I was able to go home before they flew me to Amsterdam.
Oh, really?
So that's good as well.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Because that episode that they did the elimination, that was the same, like right after we filmed that, like the next day they flew out to Amsterdam. When they flew them out to Amsterdam, and it sucks because all the people who were eliminated before me, they had to stay in their hotel rooms. They couldn't go home until we got to that point where they flew everybody out to Amsterdam. So it sucks even more to be like those first few people who get eliminated, and now you're sitting in a hotel room. Literally, you're sitting in a hotel room the whole time. They hardly make no time for you. They bring you food, and that's pretty much it. Occasionally, they'll take you out somewhere. So even in Amsterdam, they were kind of like that. They were like, oh, you got to be careful where you go. You can't go here. You can't go there. But me and Clark still end up having a good time. And it was some of the like PAs, they were very, very great with taking us out. We went to a club one night. Like, we were having a good time. So we still had fun and didn't have to deal with the stress of the competition. Yet I still would have loved to be competing.
Did you participate in any other photo shoots?
No.
Okay.
Gotcha. We were mostly in the hotel room, like literally. We would go out sometimes whenever we could, but they just had us there. Why? I have no freaking clue.
Holiday197 is asking, one other question. Do you have any tea or stories to share regarding anything that was not shown on the episodes?
Well, I pretty much already shared the situation that I had with Alina, where I was supporting her and she tried to come back at me crazy. That was probably one of the most traumatic. But the thing about this show is when they give you a character, they kind of keep you in that character. So if you do anything outside of that character, they're like, oh no, that's our Southern Belle girl. So they'll keep it this way, They're, me fussing at her like, girl, are you kidding me? They wouldn't show that because I already have, I'm already this, character. So I feel like that happens with a lot of the people. They got characterized as something, and they would pretty much make you look good or bad. And that's the sucky part. But however you sell yourself from the beginning can kind of be the way that you're portrayed throughout the whole thing. So if you do a show like this ever, just be cautious of that. Whatever you're trying, whatever you want people to think you are, know that in production, they're going to portray you 10 times that.
What are your opinions on the experience you had with production while filming Cycle 11?
That part was not very fun. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Because you're excited to be there, you're excited to be a part of it, but literally they would get mad if you talk. and you feel like you're a 2-year-old being disciplined by, you know, some random person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really unsettling at times, but at the same time, it was just kind of like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it, because I, you know, I've created stuff as well. You know, I have a web show called Southern Bells in the City. Like, I get how you want everything to be captured, but at the same time, sometimes it would just feel like, ugh, like, this is so annoying, you know, because you're literally sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
you're on ice, you can't talk. One time they got super mad because I want to say it was it Marjorie and somebody else had got into an argument on the bus, and they were apologizing, but then when they bought the cameras, they were apologizing. They were like, what happened? So they got mad and they took our iPads, because we could bring our iPads and listen to our iPads when we're on ice, just sitting around with no cameras on us. And they literally, like we were kids, said, y'all can't have your iPads because y'all were talking and something happened and we missed it. What? Like, see, and that's the type of stuff I'm like, y'all going a little too far. First of all, we're bored already. I enjoyed my music. Like, literally, I'm over there listening to like Lil Wayne, like, and the girls always knew what song I was listening to, because I'm like, and they like, oh, you listening to that again, huh? But when I didn't have my iPad, it's my iPod, it's kind of like, oh, it's even worse, because now you're just sitting there like, this sucks, you know? So it's like they were trying to punish us like we're little kids. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you know, it is what it is. You just kind of just go with it. Long as I never felt uncomfortable. So it was all right.
And then what are your thoughts on the edit of the show? Like, when you watched it, you were like, okay, that was like that, or that didn't really happen like that. I know you touched on it earlier about them mismatching interview and confessional and stuff like that. But was there anything else you saw that gave you pause?
Well, the number one thing was them changing up my interviews, making it look like during this week,
Mm-hmm.
I said this when I said that, you know, 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest thing that annoyed me. But like I said, I get it. I know how television is. I know what they're about. But I would say that's the most annoying thing. And I think the other thing that I feel like I would have appreciated more was a lot more one-on-one time with Tyra, being able to learn more about the actual modeling industry. Tyra and the judges kind of put it like, do this photo shoot and that's it. Be a hanger and that's it. They don't really teach you anything about being in the industry. Mm-hmm. And I think that would be a great bonus if they would at least throw that in, because you telling me that I have to have short hair or long hair, or that, you know, I have to close my gap or whatever, that stuff makes zero. I'm not saying my gap. I'm just saying what they did to like Danielle or whatever. Like, you can't be a successful model if you have a gap. Have you seen some of the models? They have gaps and they have very successful careers. So it's just like they felt like they approached it like they were the judges of all your career. Like, they're the ones that make and break your career. And I just wish that they would have sat down and just gave you more of how to just get into the industry. I don't need you to tell me my imperfections, because every one of y'all have imperfections. But what I would like is for you to kind of give me a little more guidance into getting an agent, what to expect, how to self-submit, you know, stuff like that. Like, stuff that could help me to get my career off the ground. They did none of that, you know, but it's about television.
Yes.
So once you understand that it's about them and not you, you know, then you'll understand.
Matthias wants to know, what are your thoughts on the treatment of Isis King during this cycle?
Well, that's the reason why I was telling you some of it upset me. Like, even with some people, when they would make comments, it would really upset me, because Isis is one of the most kind-hearted people you would ever meet. Why would you want to hurt someone like that? Why would you want to, you know, spew such hateful words? And like I said, with me being a Black woman, I feel like if you feel that way towards her, you could possibly feel that way towards the color of my skin as well. It's not about, you know, her transitions, but it's about her heart for me. Did not make me happy at all. Not at all. And it actually, for me, it gave me a different perspective on a lot of other people.
It's so amazing on what she's gone on to become and just who she is out here. Like the one who y'all was.
She doing her thing. I'm like, get it, girl.
Yes, ma'am. the one that y'all was doing all those things to is the one that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what I'm telling you. That show does not make your career. It does not make it at all. Like I was saying about Brittany Sharon, she has done amazing things as well. Anna Lee, amazing things. The girls who have done the most are the ones that didn't win. And that's common. Like that can happen. Yeah. It can happen. No one, that show cannot predict your destiny.
Definitely.
Period.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Stefan put this down in the comments and I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, I'll just ask her and see what she says. Okay. So, and this may be referring to what you already spoke about, but let me just ask it anyways. Jocelyn, I read that you had a personal tragedy / trauma that was so graphic they wouldn't even air it on TV. Do you care to elaborate on any of it? I'm assuming they were probably talking about the scam.
Could have been. Because, you know, when I did the Tyra show, she brought it up. She talked about it on the Tyra show during, you know, when she does like the Elimination shows, episodes. And she brought it up there. So I think that's what they're talking about, because that's honestly the only trauma that, you know, I've had. It was a learning experience.
Vincent Tosh, I saw on your Insta that your wedding had been aired on Lifetime. How did that happen?
Yeah. Actually, besides being just a huge blessing, me and my fiance, we do a lot of community service. He was my fiance at that time. And I went to him and I was like, babe, we should apply for a show that another friend had told me about. And he was like, okay, do it. So I was like, what? Okay. So we applied. But let me tell you this, the power of speaking stuff into existence. When I was in college, I used to watch David Tutera, My Fair Wedding. My Fair Wedding with David Tutera. I'm sure y'all probably know about it. And I used to say, that man is going to do my wedding. I just got to be a millionaire. Because I know he's expensive. And so a casting came and I asked my husband, I said, do you want to do this show? And he was like, yeah. And they were looking for people who have done great things in the world or that has a great story and deserve a dream wedding. And my husband has a nonprofit called Dream Chaser International Foundation. And basically they offer scholarships, tutoring, mentorships to youth. And at the time I was working in mental health. So I would go back home to Louisiana and put together a lot of community events where I would give back to the kids, you know, giving supplies, all sorts of things. We would do all types of things for youth, but it was mostly like giving them stuff, putting events together, and, you know, feeding them and things like that. So I was already doing a lot of community service things as well. And I'm a former pageant girl. I did a ton of pageants. I was Miss US Miss, you know, so I was used to doing a lot of community service and volunteering. So it's kind of like a match made in heaven, because my husband is a retired basketball player. So together we were able to just put what we've done for our communities together, and we were rewarded for it, basically. Besides the fact that I, you know, put it out there in the universe and said he doing my wedding, and it happened.
No, that is beautiful. That is powerful.
Yeah,
Speaking
so
those
David
words,
Tutera,
it's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. It's powerful, y'all. Your words are power. So David Tutera is called My Great Big Lifetime Wedding. It was live at first, but they changed the name. And you can actually watch it now on is it on? It's on Hulu, and it might be on. Well, I know for a fact it's on Hulu. So make sure y'all go check it out. It was truly, truly my dream wedding with my dream knight in shining armor. He is everything. And I said, you know what? God could not have put a better stamp on our unity. He really couldn't. So a blessing. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. And the dress. David Tutera designed the dress, and he named the dress after me. So when people purchase the dress, they're going to be purchasing the Jocelyn wedding gown.
Oh, nice. Look at you. You popping.
I'm famous, y'all. No,
yeah. Well, dang it. I should have asked this next question first.
Okay.
JM says, I saw her on an episode of the Millionaire Matchmaker. How was that experience?
You know what's funny? Me and my husband just watched that probably like a month ago. And it took him he knew I was on it, but he never watched it. And we watched it a while ago, and he was just laughing. It was interesting, but what's funny, y'all, that's why I tell y'all, I have a whole new outlook on this whole reality thing. So the guy that was on there was not a millionaire, and he was able to get on there because they said his business could make him a millionaire, and he was honest about it. But what was funny, so after we did the date, he asked me if I wanted to go for coffee so we can talk more, after filming was shut down. And I said, sure. So I met him at Starbucks, and it was kind of crowded at Starbucks. And he was like, well, we could go down the street to this other coffee shop, but they're a little too expensive. How expensive can coffee be?
Negro, what?
It's coffee.
Right.
So I said, huh? So then he was open and honest with me. He told me, he can't even afford coffee though. I'm like, hold on. So he told me, he was like, yeah, my business, this is what it could be, blah, blah, blah. But they let me on the show. So y'all, Millionaire Match, that's a big show too. That's craziness. But anyway, he was a cool guy. But when at the end, they always call both of the people and see how they're doing at the end of the show. They did not want to interview me after I told them that. I was like, he's not a millionaire. And I was about to tell them off, but they put him on again, and he went off on Patty and all of that. So that ended up blowing up in their face. But they didn't interview me because they didn't want me to call them out.
Well,
that part.
Here we are.
But I mean, I don't talk to him anymore.
Clearly,
he seems like a okay guy, but
Mm.
It was just another situation on TV.
Darrell W wants to know, can you ask Jocelyn, how was it being on the family cruise with Terry Crews and his family?
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. That was strictly for entertainment, of course. The point was bring in a nice looking girl and let his wife say hell no.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun.
Gotcha.
It was a lot of fun. Loved working with them. Very, very nice people. Absolutely. I was a fan of Terry Crews before, but after meeting him, I think they're an amazing family.
Dope. And then my last question, and before we get into the live Q&A with the fans, and we're making good time today, actually. My last question for you is, talk to us about the transition from leaving Top Model and then you making that decision to pack up your life and drive across the country to start your career in modeling. Like, how was that for you? How was it leaving the show, booking jobs, and what eventually did you come to?
Yeah, it was super tough. It was scary to just pick up and leave and go to a foreign state that I knew nothing about. I knew like 2 people here. I didn't know many people here. It was scary, but I was like, you know what? I got to take that leap. After Top Model, I felt like I wanted to take advantage of being able to pursue my career and, kind of ride the coattails of that if I possibly could. But like I said, that was complicating too. It didn't quite work out as well as I would have wanted it to. but it was still opportunities that came from it. But I'm not gonna lie, it was scary. But I feel like the scariest things are the most rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't move to California, I wouldn't have met my amazing husband. It would have not aired on Lifetime. I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter. So you just have to just take that leap. Just take that step. And that's what I did. Because my mom was nervous. She was kind of like, don't you need to do this? Don't you need to do that? Like, she was telling me I need to do a lot of stuff before I leave. I was like, no, I'm ready. Bye. You know, and just, I'm gone. My dad rode to California with me, so I wouldn't have to take the drive by myself, and I flew him back. And y'all, it was hard. It was super, super hard at first. I had to find an agent. I had no money coming in for a few months until I started finally booking some work. I was literally running out of money. Like, when money started coming in, it was like, amen, thank you, God, perfect timing, because I was about to have to head my little butt back to Louisiana. Then on top of that, after a few months, once money started finally coming in, the woman that I was renting my house from, that I was renting a house in Pasadena, coming to find out, the woman was renting the house, but she was a realtor that was supposed to be selling the house. And the owners came over and was like, you're not supposed to be here. I was like, are you kidding me? So I literally had to move out. I had to go. I had nowhere to go. This girl that I had just met, like a couple of weeks prior, let me come and sleep on her couch for a whole month until I was able to rent an apartment. So I had to work, hustle, like try to work. I was working on sets, movie sets and stuff like that. And finally I had a little money to get a little studio. And, you know, and then, you know, it was just hard. And at the end of the day, a lot of people come to California and New York and they can't make it. And I just thank God every day that he gave me the means. And every time I was like, oh my God, I might have to go home, he literally was like, oh, here's your check from that job. Here's your check from that job. So it was just like, it ended up working out. Because when you're a model, it can take you like 3 months to get a check.
Really?
Yes, for some of them. Absolutely. First of all, when you do the job, the agent has to get paid first. Once the agent gets paid, then they pay you. So all of that cutting back and forth, and the agents gives production like 30 days to pay you. It's ridiculous. So before you know it, it's 2-3 months before you get your check. Yeah. So just be mindful of that. You might be like, oh, I ain't getting paid. Yeah, it just take them forever.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
forever.
Trust me, I know. I have some.
Yeah.
When I do my social media postings for Sephora, I don't see that money until like, I don't even know, and then it'll come through. I'm like, oh, hey, I forgot I did that. Yeah.
Yep. Don't need it.
Oh yes, you know, that was the biggest thing I did learn. I'm actually glad you said that, guys. Listen, you guys out there that want to be in the entertainment business or anything that's in the realm of creativity, please know that you won't. It's a great potential. You don't see your money until way. So you always gotta have stuff saved and reserves and all the other stuff. You can't live check to check. You kind of gotta. You got to do something.
But that's the problem. That's what happens to a lot of talented people. They go and they give it a try, and they don't really have a savings. And before you know it, all of your money, even if you did have a little savings,
it's gone.
Went through it. So I always say, when people say, "Oh, I want to relocate and I want to come to California," I tell them, if they want to come to California, everything is spaced out. Have a car and have at least. And your minimum is $10,000 in your savings. That's your minimum, because rent here is super high, and that's only going to pay your rent for like 2 or 3 months, literally. So as long as you have enough money to cover you for your car payments and rent and insurances and all of that, then you can make it to where you can start networking, getting to know people, and figuring out what you need to do, and to start working in the industry. But it's possible, but a lot of people just kind of they run out of money.
Dang it. Okay, so what all did you do in modeling, and when did you stop? And tell us what is it that you do now?
So I did a lot of runway, a lot of
Because Miss Johnson had that walk. I remember you in that fox dress. Like, you in that fox dress is like burned into my brain.
You know what's funny? That same venue that I won the Fox Challenge runway is the same venue I got married in.
You lying.
I'm not. Yes.
That is so, you know.
Same venue. So you're going to see that same safe, you know, that big safe that was in the back we walked out of? That safe is like the backdrop of my wedding cake.
Was that like a coincidence or did you ask to, it was just coincidence?
No, that's where David and production chose to have my wedding there. It was huge. On one side was my wedding ceremony, and on the other side was my reception space.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah. And I told David Tutera that I was like, I won America's Next Top Model Challenge in this same building.
That is crazy.
Like, what? I was like, yeah. You see how God works?
Yeah, you're a blessed lady. You're a blessed lady.
That's like crazy. Yep. But yeah. But what was the question before we got into all that?
Your modeling.
Walking.
No, your modeling work. What made you stop, and what is it that you do now?
Okay, so I still do a little work. My daughter has actually done a couple of jobs as well. She's actually
train up a child.
Eligible. Yeah, look, she was SAG eligible before she was a year old. So she's done a few jobs as well. She was doing them before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So we still dibble and dabble in there. Still do a few things, of course. Commercial stuff. I did a lot of maternity modeling as well. I did a few things with that. So I still do it, but now I'm also a realtor. So I'm a real estate agent. So if y'all want to buy a house, it doesn't matter where you are, hit me up. I would definitely help you out, and I'll help you find a local agent as well. And I love doing that. I love helping people invest in real estate because that's the best investment you can make. Somewhere to stay. Yep, it really is. And there's so many, y'all, we need to own property. That's the best thing you can have. And to be able to get that's the best way to make money because houses create equity. And equity is ways that you can take out even more money. And this is what the rich does, but a lot of people don't understand how money works. And real estate is one of the top ways to get your money to work for you. Teach us. I teach you. Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Call me, boo. Well, now that I'm, hopefully I get some new money in 2021. A TV show that I'm on debuts in March, and so I'm like, hopefully I start getting a lot of new money because I really want to own a home. Like that is my prayer in 2021 for me to own my own home. And I feel like God has been like, he's been showing those signs, like, so I don't know. I don't want to get too excited about it. But when I get my new money, if and when, no, I'm claiming now, when I get my new money, it's yours. I'm going to call you and you're going to find me a home or find me somebody who can find me a home. I will. Don't worry. I got you. Yay! And claim it, baby, because that's what you're going to have. 2021 is it. Yes. Thank you. And it doesn't take as much as people think. People feel like it's out of sight. No, it's not. It's actually easier than you think. So whatever, if we can discuss stuff more in depth so you can be prepared. Like you can say, I want to look at houses in the summer. I can show you what to do now to prepare yourself. I'm going to call you. No, I'm going to call you for real. Call me, baby. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one last question, but I want my people who got badges to go ahead and put your questions for Jocelyn in the live chat. And then once I see it, I will ask her, and then all is married. Listen, if you saw Tyra Banks right now in 2021, what would you say to her? Well, first of all, if I saw her, I would just continue to be my warm, welcoming self. Hey, girl, with this squeaky voice. She loved so much. She just hating. She didn't know y'all. She knows she loved my voice. She was like, is that your real voice? Yes. Yes. When I get excited, it just goes high. No, I'm the same way. Yeah. But if I was to see her now, honestly, I would just pick her brain about business stuff. Making business moves, because that's where my mind is right now. My mind is more or less on building assets and being a boss mom for
Mm-hmm.
my daughter. I want to be a great role model for her, and I want to learn as much as I can so I can teach her
Mm-hmm.
what to do early.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would ask her about, because I know she's started a lot of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
She's working on an ice cream business now. Like, I would just want to pick her brain about business.
Yes. And Martin wants to know, they're saying, hi, Oliver and Jocelyn. Jocelyn, what did you think about your ANTM makeover? I feel like they constantly gave Black and brown women born makeovers, i.e. standard long black weave.
Yep. Yeah. But I was fine with it. That was
You
my
look
first
nice.
weave I ever had. I've never had a weave before. So that was my first. I was fine with it. I felt like it was a little too black. They dyed my natural hair kind of a dark color in the front to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was fine with it because I've always had hair, so at least I didn't feel uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
I think it really sucks when they cut people's hair off and then the person just feels less confident and not themselves. So I was very glad that they didn't do something crazy like that, because first of all, I don't feel like I had that bone structure for that. Yeah. So I was actually happy with my makeover.
Yes.
For Sheena, they
we've heard the stories about her being like incinerated, basically.
They destroyed her hair.
Oh my god.
They destroyed
Not destroyed.
it. They destroyed it. They burned out a lot of her hair. A lot of her hair fell out. They had to like put weave in it. They destroyed her. I'm like, somebody should be getting in trouble for this. This is not right. No, somebody should, like, one of y'all need to pay. This is ridiculous.
Somebody need to get in trouble.
Somebody.
That was funny.
You bring this girl on here to burn and destroy her hair.
Somebody need to get in trouble. I'm gonna start saying that. That is funny. Somebody need to get in trouble for this. That is funny. Okay.
Because I'm just saying.
BJ Bond is asking, as a friend to Sharon, did you ever talk to her about the ramifications behind the transphobic comments she made about ISIS and educate her about acceptance, tolerance, and inclusivity?
You know, Sharon has a good heart. Nothing that she's ever said was malicious. She's not trying to be malicious in any kind of way. Even if I'm not sure what they may have heard that or whatever, but Sharon is a given person. Like, she loves helping people. So I don't feel like she is a malicious person, or so if she said anything to hurt y'all, I don't believe that she was doing it to actually hurt you. So or hurt ISIS or anybody, you know. So don't be caught up in it. I'm sure, you know, but Sharon, y'all can talk to her. She'll help clear it up. She'll clear up whatever, you know, concerns y'all have, or, you know, whatever it was that you felt she might have said, because I don't even know what was, you know, if she said anything or what was said. So that's something I'm not sure about, but I know her heart, and I know she wouldn't intentionally hurt anyone.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, Sharon and I have spoken, and she has agreed to do a chat with me. We just haven't set a date yet, but she has agreed to do a chat with me, and I know that's going to be one of the main things that people ask her about, you know, her and ISIS. And I'm pretty sure in 2021 she's gonna show us her growth, and, you know, I'm pretty sure. Because
she's a grown woman. She doing her thing, you know. She ain't petty. She ain't doing, you know, she not doing petty stuff or being, and a lot of that's another thing that I was saying even on the show. I was one of the oldest people in the house. I feel like I was like 24 or something at the time. I was one of the oldest ones there, so my maturity level was way above everybody else there, because I feel like Sharon was probably like 19 or 20, you know. She was
child,
a baby on there, and you know, even Alina, they were all young, you know. So I feel like they're going to just say whatever they want to say on TV. It's not saying that they're not trying to be malicious or anything. They're just
young,
whatever production wants them to say, because production tried to make me say stuff that I didn't want to say.
Like what?
Oh yes, like even stuff about ISIS And I told them, I'm not saying that. And they, not ISIS, it was about the immigrants. Say you don't like the immigrants or something. They told me to say that. Say that you don't like the immigrants. I said, why would I say something like that? I'm a Black woman. Why would I say I don't like the immigrants? I got so mad. And production, like every day the woman saw me, she was apologizing because of how mad I got. Oh. You don't tell me what to say. And you definitely don't tell me what to say that is mean and rude towards other cultures and people. That's terrible. But when you're young, when you're young and you're on a show like that, you would let people use your words and you will say it. This is true. So just know that a lot of these girls that's on here, a lot of the stuff they're saying, they've been fed from production. Yeah. So know that. So don't crucify them. Don't crucify them yet. They're just kind of in the moment because they're telling them what to say. But some of them might not even really mean that. I don't think they do unless I hear it come out of their mouth without somebody telling them what to do. Yeah. Yes. I am Tim Eason. No question, just a comment. Jocelyn is one of the sweetest people I've never met. Somehow we ended up following each other on Instagram, and she always likes my pictures and supports my music. Oh, that is so nice. I try. Okay. I'm glad. I try to support everyone. I know the power of support, and some people don't have that. So y'all, if you have kids, cousins, nieces, yourself, even your grandma just all of a sudden want to become a supermodel, support it. Support them. Support what anybody want to do, because you never know what your support can do for a person and how it can bring so much great energy to them to succeed big, you know? So just continue to support, love and support, y'all, and positive energy. Yes. I don't have time for nothing else. Don't come with nothing else. Yes. Oh my God, that is such a great way to end this. Listen, I first want to thank everybody who participated in the Bash Q&A. Thank you guys so much for your support. Ms. Jocelyn, thank you so much for being a good sport and answering all of our questions. You did such an amazing job. Hey, anytime. I'm here for y'all. Yes. Is there anything else you would like to say or plug before I let you go? Well, you guys just make sure that you follow me. Follow her. Already following me, please. At Joslyn Pennywell. I have a Facebook, Joslyn Pennywell. So you can follow me on Facebook as well. Make sure you also check out, me and my husband have a company called LA Lime, where we are about to start doing more events once the country opens back up. And make sure you check out our nonprofit, Dream Chaser International Foundation, because we love doing things. So if you ever have ideas about, giving back and things that you want to do, or even if you want to start your own nonprofit, y'all reach out to us. We would love to give feedback, and we always love to, work with other people and collab. And you can also check out my website, joslyn-pennywell.com. That's there as well. And I'm here for questions, y'all. Message me. I will always message back. Sometimes it may take me a little while, depending on how busy my daughter keeps me. But I will always get back to you, I promise. So feel free to send me any messages, any additional questions. If you want to know anything about modeling and you feel like I can give you some type of advice, I'm here for you. I support you, and I appreciate you supporting me. Yes. And I think that's about it. Check out our wedding on Hulu as well, because I feel like it will inspire you as well. Did they ask you to be on All Stars? I'm sorry, I forgot one last thing. No. Okay. It sucks. Made me mad. No, it was such a pleasure talking to you and sharing this moment with you. It's so great. When I really enjoyed it. And let me know, we can do this again anytime, sweetie, because you are a great person to be around. I just love your energy. Oh, I wish I could be there with you and give you a hug. Next time I just gave you one back. Next time I come to Atlanta, I'm contacting you. Okay? Oh no, please do. I love guests. I love entertaining people and taking them around. I love doing it. We going to the strip club? Oh no. I feel like the last time I was there, everybody took me to strip clubs. I'm like, but that's the way they do it in Atlanta, I feel. No, I'm gonna take it to the places. Okay, I'm ready. To the places. I'm gonna let you know. Okay. And you're in California. What part of California? Los Angeles.
Okay.
But I'm in the Valley, so I'm close to like Universal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been to California before. The closest I've gotten is Las Vegas. So I'm pretty sure I'll be in California this year. Like I'm just sure I'll be.
When you get here, make sure you contact me. I'll come meet with you.
I got you. You know,
Don't forget.
We'll chat after it. Listen, look at them down here. I love Los Angeles. I hate when y'all do that. That I gotta get off. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It was a pleasure.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Everyone,
and you stay safe and stay blessed.
I will. Everyone wave goodbye to Miss Jocelyn as she leaves from giving us an amazing Cycle 11 chat with America's Next Top Model.
Woo, woo.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Oh my goodness, that was freaking amazing. Thank you guys for watching. This video will be uploaded on the Oliver Twixt YouTube channel where you can watch this video and so many other videos of mine, such as top model, vlogs, pranks, reviews, music videos, Zap. The mixtape by Oliver Twixt is out today on all music digital platforms. Be sure to stream it. Be sure to download it. Be sure to share it. Cop it. Let me know what you think. The music video, the Retwix is on the Oliver Twixt YouTube channel right now. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and all the things that interest me. Be sure to pray and kegel. Until next time.
ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back. Get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like